Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh.
So, COVID-19...
Whoa, back up.
Oh!
No, and literally back up.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
Right.
So, COVID-19 may not have got us, but I seem to have now got a head full of hay fever, so that's good.
Well, not me. I'm actually feeling, as I go, the sprightliest I've felt in a while. But yeah, you went out for the first time in 5 weeks yesterday.
I drove to deliver something and drove back again.
Yeah, we're not in isolation. No. We're in lockdown like everyone else, but we haven't really had a need to go out, so just haven't bothered.
You say this every single video.
Well, don't say it every video, but we say, hey, we don't know who's watching today. Why are you doing introductions on us this week then?
What? Exactly.
Hello, new viewers this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Good, yeah. Whenever I speak to, hello.
Yeah.
So yeah, this first I drove out off the driveway and I drove down the road. I dropped a box off at my dad's and I drove back again.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday to my dad yesterday. And it was really weird, and like how lush and green everything was as well. It was like that, because when we were stuck here in March, it was still on that turn. It wasn't quite spring-like, and now it's like full on summer. And we're out yesterday, kids in bikinis and swim shorts.
It still is the bizarrest thing in the world, this lockdown. Like, I'm convinced it's a joke on us, and this is a proper Truman Show, and everyone outside our house is just carrying on regardless. But you know, apparently not, from what everyone says. Today, so it's on Monday. Yesterday. Sorry.
Stop apologising.
Well, no, it's because we do this on LinkedIn on a Tuesday morning. So this goes on LinkedIn the morning after we do it. That's all. That's the only thing. So, yeah, Monday's post was about... Well, I didn't know this, so this is not one of those planned things.
No, it's because I do the scheduling.
Yeah, Emily does the scheduling. She put a picture up of me and very good friend Rich finishing the long march, so double marathon on the Atacama Crossing back in 2011 in all fairness.
Yeah, and I put it up because it was a picture of Alan and Rich, and it triggers me every single time I see it, and I wasn't even the bloody one running. You were the one running. I was there. I was part of the crew that was supporting the race and stuff, so I saw it. But Alan was obviously running it and feeling it and doing amazing. They went from like the back of the pack after leaving.
Yeah, well, long story short, so there was 3 of us in our team and Chris wasn't doing very well. So we started the long march very slowly because Chris wasn't feeling very well. First checkpoint in about 10k, we were, I think we were 10th to last, something like that. You know, not it's fine. We're doing something we'd never done before. All we actually wanted to do was finish it.
Yeah.
But Chris got pulled out by the medics at this point, put on a drip, just, I don't know, dehydration, exhaustion, something like that, standard sort of stuff on these long, I make it sound like standard stuff when you're doing a long race. And Rich and I left and we had a quick chat with each other and we said, do you know what, that was, because Chris wasn't just ill that morning, been ill for a day or so, and we were like, you know, we hope Chris is fine, but what do we actually want to achieve today? And we decided what we wanted to achieve, and we said, this is what we want to do. And we said, you sure? We both agreed and said, yeah. And that was it. We went for it, and we went from 10th to last, as Emily put in the post, finishing 18th, 19th-ish on that day, which then put us to finish overall in the early 20s. I think we were about 21, 22.
Yeah.
Because it's the same, but they don't give you the same.
It.
Yeah. So, you know, and what the last thing I will say from this is, and like I say, I've talked about this on an Instagram Live before, is 2 things, sorry. One is I can judge how much effort I've put in on a run, because I've done a lot of running and racing over the years, by how emotional I am on the finish line. So I know how hard I've tried, depending on the emotion, because I'm actually quite a softie, and how much the emotions come waving over me when I go, wow, I did it, you know, and that was one of them. So I know I put a lot of effort in. And the other thing is, we've talked about this, and I've just replied to Beverly, who was commenting on our Instagram post, is I believe, so this is true, so I did a lot of running and racing, and then I've stopped. I stopped because I knew I needed to put the same amount of effort I put into that into our business and our life. Okay, this is true. So I stopped running and racing because I couldn't do that and this with the same amount of effort. And I truly believe that if you can run and grow your own business, you can run an ultra marathon.
Well, I did it.
Well, you did it.
Well,
didn't you?
I crawled it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase. You can complete an ultra marathon. I'm not being, I'm being.
For me, that particular day that Alan did his race, oh my god, I'm getting all nostalgic. So I started that day as the back marker for the race. So myself and my friend John were basically walking at the back of the pack to try and
marshalling it.
Yeah. And when I got to checkpoint 1 and I saw Chris laid on the floor with a drip in his arm and Alan and Rich were there, I felt absolutely devastated because I knew how hard that they'd worked and what they wanted to achieve and the fact that they had that taken away from them. So
yeah, because we couldn't plan for Chris to be ill.
I continued walking, not knowing what the other two were actually up to, just thinking, oh my god, they must be so just beaten up by it all. And then the way the race, obviously it was a double marathon and I wasn't walking a double marathon that day. I then got stopped and we changed over and I drove to the second to last checkpoint at the very end, still quite thinking, oh my god, this is really bad, I feel really bad, I know how much he wants it. And I was there for I was going to be there overnight and I got myself snuggled down, ready to get all the stragglers coming through. And then I could hear him, and we all know he's got quite a loud voice, I could hear him
Hello.
in the Valley of the Moon in Chile, and there was a big old winding kind of path, and it must have bounced across the rocks, and I could hear his bloody voice. I was like, no actual way. And he ran past me in daylight hours. Bear in mind, people have 24 hours to
Well,
finish
I think that's one of the things. People are given 2 days to finish this. That you're allowed to sleep out overnight. And we finished in daylight hours in sub 12 hours. And this was marathons 5 and 6 after doing 4 days of 4 marathons.
And I see that picture, because obviously I wasn't at the end of that day. I was sat at the base in the middle of nowhere. But I saw that picture, and I see that picture, and I just think, bloody hell.
Well, I do. It's one of I have a multiple of backdrops on my computer about family, about goals, and about things that inspire me. And unfortunately, a picture of myself inspires me. I'm happy to admit that because I think if I can achieve that, I can achieve anything. And I've done lots of cool stuff over the years and lots of things I'm proud to achieve. But I think that a lot of them I've done by myself. But some I've done with teams and some I've done with good friends like Rich. So.
You inspired me because I'm not a runner. By no means a runner. At the end of that race, I signed up to go and run one in Jordan because I saw Alan and how much he'd achieved and how amazing it was and what an amazing experience it was. I got my bum off my couch and had to go as well. Yes. Not very well.
So I think let's just stop it here today. But let's just wrap up with, look, it's tough, it's hard, keep going, basically. And whatever, insert it here. It's tough, it's hard, keep going.
It's gonna hurt sometimes. And it's not fair sometimes, and things will challenge you sometimes. But yeah, best foot forward.
A really rubbish thing. It's like that thing, isn't it? No good story starts with I sat on a sofa and ate a salad. No good story starts with that. It starts with resilience, hardship, and no entrepreneurial autobiography. Well, actually, I imagine there are some that started quite nicely, but most of them are proper. They dug deep and worked hard for what they then achieved. So, but then, what do you want to achieve? Right.
Well done, Alan.
Thank you very much. Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.
I'm now sitting here thinking about cover photos for this and all sorts.
Stop it.
No, I can't. That's how my head works. Right.
See you later.
Bye.